Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the J Talks Today's Relationship Show. We're glad to have everybody here today. We have two people on our panel. One that y'all formerly already know, Miss. Oh, that's not a scratch record either. But Lady K, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Jay.
Oh, all right, all the way from D.C.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, everybody knows about this Miss Lady K. You know, I had to put my little spin on the DJ's rap on that.
I saw that. Sound like your needle got stuck for a minute, but it's all right.
You know, that's how we DJs do it. You know, you got, you know.
Do a little scratch action,
Yeah,
right?
little scratch actions, yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. So it's good to have you back as far as with that just unique little laugh that you have. Everybody misses that laugh. There you go.
You just full of flattery tonight, Jeff.
Is that what that is?
That's what it is.
Oh.
You must have a tough topic for us tonight.
Oh, we got a good topic. But before we do that, let me bring in our guest panel tonight, Mr. Ricky Rick.
How y'all doing tonight? Glad to be here. You are incredibly insane.
He had that scratch action going on over there too, huh?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Keep your day job, Jay. Keep your day job.
Oh, well, you know, they say you got to try at it. You got to try at it at least a little bit. Got to try at it. All right. Our topic of the day. Wait a minute. Well, since we just finished coming out of Black History, and since it was the month of Black History and everything, I thought it would be really kind of appropriate that we kind of dealt. Kicking off the month of March with Black History, and that we really deal with some things, not just with Black History, but really some things about history, period. So, folks, this title of this topic is called "The Divisions That Have Not Died." Are we still a divided society? Are we still a divided society? Wow. What y'all think about it? Y'all think we're still divided?
I think that we're somewhat divided because we still really don't understand our purpose as a people, as a black people, where our roles are, where our foundations are, and how to become founded in our ethnicity as being Black Americans.
All right. Being Black American. What you got to say about that, Lady K?
Well, looking at our history, just in America, our Black history in America, I would say that we're still very much divided, even though we have come a long way from the 15 and the 1600s up until today, insofar as unification. But as a whole, there are many issues that still divide us within our own community.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay.
And I think as well as something Martin Luther King kind of equated on about us becoming able and be given the our civil right to vote. A lot weighed on, okay, if we gain that right to vote, then how many can go on and read the ballot? If we are given that right to vote, and if we're given the right to go into the restaurant to eat, then how many of us can read the menu? So, and I could go on, but what I want to raise in that, we have to educate ourselves to where we can get out of that state of ignorance. So I think just the bliss of the of the state of ignorance that's upon us keeps us divided, separated, unattached, detached, because we first have to become educated, which this show is doing a great job at doing that for the black people and all people, but especially for the black people.
All right, all right. Well, I guess folk, y'all looking for me to say something.
Yes,
Y'all looking for the
yes, we are.
DJ of the night. All right. Well, let me put my little spin on this one. All right. Well, it's how I kind of see it. Yes, I really do believe that that the society is still in a divided state. We have um, it's not so much what's called segregated, but divided. Um, there was we may still intermingle, and you see many different races and colors on the job. You see them, even in the clubs, or in the parks, and a bunch of different. But still in the operations within the office, or the operations within, even in the clubs, if some people that go there, or in the operations, or even within the church, we
Yes.
even see the divisions that many of different races or cultures still do not click, or do not have the same agenda. So it's not so much, I believe, is segregation as it is division.
Yeah, and you make a point on that because Jeffrey, uh, Jeff,
Mhm.
uh, no Jeffrey,
Jay.
Jay, Jay, Jay. Okay, Jay.
Oh, we got
I
another
tried
DJ.
it.
We got another DJ here.
I tried to, Jay.
Hmm.
The majority of us don't even know what being divided and dealing with segregation means. A lot of us don't even understand what desegregation is and how it is implied on us and around us so that it enables us. Um, I'm gonna go to the right. If I go into a restaurant that's a black man and I sit down and I eat, and the meal is great, and I elaborate that to my server, and he or she eh, takes that and is welcomed by me, promoting her as being he or she being a great server, and I get up from that table and I don't leave a tip, well, they're going to be very upset with me. But, correct me on my years. It hadn't been a good 30 years yet that we could even eat in restaurants, not alone understand how to tip, knowing what the value of tipping means. A lot of us don't even know that servers only make 213 or 225 an hour. So when you talk about tipping for us as a black people, our culture, we don't understand that. We thinking that person is already making enough money when they're not. So that division even comes into the economics of our understanding as black people. Do we understand the economics of America, where we live, and how it transposes and transforms in our life, and how we're supposed to use it uh, out of us? How are we supposed to spend and not spend and tip and so forth?
All right, Lady K, what you have to say on anything of this?
I'm sorry. Repeat that, please.
Oh, I just want. What do you think about the divisions that we have in society, and rather than the segregation?
Well, sometimes I think that I believe that sometimes there's segregation with, not segregation in the sense of um, um, legalized segregation, like how it was color for colored only, for whites only, that type of thing, which is illegal. But I still believe that within our own community, sometimes I'm strictly within. I'm just speaking about the black community. That at times you do see segregation within our own community, insofar as the color of our skin. Um, we see some separatism, whether it be de facto or not. Um, the different skin tones that we have within our own people. We see it in our um, economic status, within our own people. Like they have, like you've heard the term, she comes from the other side of the tracks,
Yes. Yes.
Oh yeah.
or she comes from downtown.
Mhm.
Hmm.
At some point in time, some people feel that if you live in the country, you're beneath people that live in the city, black people.
Yes.
These are my country cousins, that type of thing. We have our own way of segregating within our own community.
Mm. All right. Mm.
And I truly, I'm expound on what you're saying, and that is so true. What 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 makes a person that was born and raised up in the country uh, less intelligent to uh, a person that's brought up and born in the city? If it wasn't for that person in the country, the person in the city couldn't eat.
All right.
But we want to look down on that person that was brought up in the country in the deep south, and think that, and then that person in the south wants to just can't wait to get to the north, can't wait to get to New York, L.A., California, and just and make it, when they don't realize they're actually feeding and taking care of the whole world economically, and that's a powerful tool, a powerful asset to us all. But we do, like you said, since they look down on someone that's raised or brought up in the country, a farmer, and expound and praise the one that's brought up in the city. But I ask you, who would survive uh, longer? The person that was brought up in the country, or the city if there came a great disaster or a Great Depression? They would know what to eat and what they couldn't eat. They would know how to hunt. The person in the city wouldn't have those tools, those abilities, those insights. So I think that we are subjugated from what the media presents to us as having made it, having arrived, or have just achieved a certain goal. So yeah, I agree with you on that. And segregation is not just anymore about color, and division isn't about color, but for a race, an ethnicity, and black people, our race, we hadn't grown past any of that. We still in what you were saying again. I'm gonna expound on the color. I'm not gonna go with him because he's dark. I'm gonna go with him because he's light skinned. I'm not gonna go with her because her hair is not long and pretty and curly. She's got short, kinky hair. So we get all of those things in our minds that we walk around in this world, and we expound on those, and we forget the core value of what it is to be an American and to be successful, and we find ourselves divided.
All right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. As you were saying, people be looking at the color of the skin, the color, and I guess a lot of things that they, I guess, materially think of, look at as what as value when it should be another way of value, or I guess authentic things that they should value. Because we even have now. I know when I said about divisions, that I kind of made a statement about segregation, the difference between segregation and division, because that's what our topic is
Yes.
the divisions, have they died, or are we still a divided society? And even within the black society, white society, or whatsoever, if we're talking about the African American, Negro, black, you
Yes.
know, society, or if you want to even say dark skin
Yes.
society, yeah, we do still have divisions. There's the thing and the thing of understanding that division that was set a long, long time ago. Um, as many people may not know, dealing with the Willie Lynch letter as how they implemented a strategy to divide the Negro, African American, or black people, whichever one suits your preference, and how to say it. Still the same society.
Yes.
But have implemented that strategy to turn the lights against the dark, or the more intelligent. Not saying that no, if everybody, because y'all know what I say on this show, everybody's intelligent unless you've been mentally determined, I mean medically determined as mentally retarded, mentally incapacitated. That means you are intelligent. Now, how you use your intelligence, I mean, you know, you can make yourself look like, you know, you ain't got no marbles up there, but you know, but you know, it's all in how you use it, how you apply yourself. So you know, they tend to take the ones who show, I guess, that they, or display that they're more intelligent than the ones that are not. And that Willie Lynch letter was a way to set up a strategy to break the Negro race and break them down to almost nothing, like they do a horse, and cause a division against the Negro society, the to bring the those that are not, I guess you would say, connected in a way, um, whereas you know the husband against the wives, and the wives against the children, and the children against the parents. So they set up that strategy, and according to Willie Lynch's letter, it was a strategy that was supposed to last for 300 years, and we're now in 2015, which is 3 years after the fact. But also in the letter it says that it would set up this division in this particular society and race, the Negro race, that not only would last 300 years, but if it was done right way back then in the 1700s, that it would last even thousands of years. And actually, we're seeing evidence of that even today.
Yes, we are.
You know, that makes me think about. I've been posting Black History Moments the entire month of February, and in one of my postings, I was talking about the Black Church being the root, the foundation of a lot of our societies. And when I put that post on my Facebook page, I was talking about how they didn't want us to congregate.
Oh yeah.
They didn't want us to come together, because fellowship is a strengthening. When people come together and ideas are shared, and people get on one accord, that's like a rope. And when you think about a rope, I think about a three-piece rope that's tied into a braid, and each string by itself is a little bit, you know, weak and brittle. But once you tie those three strings together, that rope, that one rope, is stronger.
All right.
And that's what they didn't want to happen with us. You know, it's like, and it's perpetuated. It went through the lighter skinned black people being in the big house, darker skinned black people being out in the field. If you turn in your neighbor, I will reward you. The division was put in place from the very beginning because they clearly understood that. And I go back to the Civil War era when they say a house divided cannot stand.
Right.
And I understand that during the Civil War era, they were talking about, you know, our government.
Right.
But that can easily be applied to us as a people.
Yes.
Our people are one house. Black people are one house. African American, like you said, Jay, whatever they want to call us, or whatever you choose to call yourself. But a house divided cannot stand. It can't. It'll break apart and splinter off, and it will never become a force to be reckoned with.
Yes.
And that mentality is still trickled down through us, through the generations, because we still fight in war amongst each other, amongst ourselves. You know, and looking at it in another way also, black women. And the relationship, I mean, the division is there. You know, at one point in time, you know, I'm a woman, I'm a businesswoman, and I'm black. They call me a triple threat. I'm a woman, I'm black, and I'm smart.
Yes.
You're a triple threat.
A triple threat. And I
Triple
tell you,
dynamic.
I've had black men say to me, to my face, I don't want to work for you. I don't want to work for a black woman. When he should be saying, "Good for you, you go, girl. You know, you're doing things, and you know, and in your position, you're trying to help people." I've had black men say to me, "I don't want to work for you," because I was black and a woman.
All right.
So the divisions, you know, they're still there. They're still there.
Yeah.
They're better, or
Yeah.
maybe we're better at hiding them.
Oh, you said a word there.
Yeah.
Hiding them.
Yeah, hiding that.
Maybe
Yeah,
we're better at hiding them.
and
Oh.
I think
Still
we
there.
do. Yeah.
Mm.
I listening to you again. It brings me to when I'm in the church and when I minister and I go into a church. And when I go into a church, if it's a all predominant white church with one black member, and they feel like they have arrived because they have one black member, or I go into an all black church and there's one white member and they think they've arrived also too, or I go into a church to where the membership is equally divided. What always crossed my mind, and we're talking about division here, being segregated in division, I come across in my own mind a way of thinking about what is my purpose in ministering and serving God. I'm black. How do I minister to the white man, the Hispanic, the Cuban, or, you know, versus my own people? I know my people because I am black. And so I try not to let that division of what I've been brought up in and the culture in which I've been brought up in keep me from reaching out to my black people. But at the same time, I want to also reach every people because, as Jay said, we all cousins or brothers and sisters. We all come from Adam and Eve. But at the same time, I think I have a moral right to teach my black man and my black woman and to keep them from being ignorant so that division can't keep forming. So I think in leaders, great black leaders, I think what you said about it being hidden or they kind of close it up, you know, they get to where they want to be successfully, and then they say, well, but I don't want to let the next black man or next black woman know how it's done, or how I've come to be so successful. And because they're in a group of intellectual, intelligent group of people, in most cases, they feel that's white. They can't no longer demonstrate teaching and promoting their black peers anymore. So I think that's a division. You get so high up and you get so you obtain so much intelligence, you think that you are pulled away from your own people, that you're above them. And that's just another way of division that they impaired on us as black men. We're going to have a house Negro, and we're going to have a field Negro. We're going to have, what is that, Jay, where they used to like animals, where all he did was produce babies. He was,
the way you got about the Mandingo?
yeah, the Mandingo, where he just produced babies. And what happens is, I think we still bring a lot of that. It's even coming with us even now, because we got brothers out here that all they want to do is produce babies. They don't think about how they're going to take care of them, how the baby's going to eat, not even what the mother's going to do, you know. And that's all they can do. We have some out here that are intelligent, smart, and they don't know how to take care of a baby or a woman. or produce a baby. So I think in a whole we have to be able to bring all of that together, because we are just, it's a mess, Jay. I think we have so much division, it's hard to even tap in on our race and our culture, because it can break down to molecules of division.
Right. All right. Hey, Lady K.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you know what? I just had an idea. Why don't we tap in on Sister Soldier?
Oh man.
Let's tap in on her for a minute, all right? Let me get her. Let me see if we can get her. Oh no, I can't. Let me see if I can get her.
Oh my goodness, not Sister Soldier.
I was trying to get. All right. Oh well, let's see. I'm gonna try this again. Let's see if I could get Sister Soldier. I'm gonna try one more time to get Sister Soldier up in here. All right. Let's see here.
You know, Sister Soldier told me she'd be back on the air next week.
Oh yeah, I know. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, y'all know it's gonna be live then.
Oh yeah, so have she been traveling, or she just been away for a while?
Oh, she just been away for a while.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I love that Sister Soldier. She is something else. She is.
Oh, we got Sister Soldier.
What's going on?
Hey, Sister Soldier.
Now we got to get Sister Soldier to talk a little louder now.
Yeah, I'll be back on the air next week.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's good to hear your voice, Sister Soldier. This is Brother Ricky.
Now you're gonna have to back off your turn your computer down or your TV down. All right, we want to hear you, but we don't want to hear you twice. Once is good enough for our ears.
I'm trying to turn my phone up.
Oh, okay.
All right, Sister Soldier, I miss you. All right.
Yeah. We're hearing you twice back there. All right. Oh yeah. Yeah, like I said, once of your voice is good enough.
Oh yeah.
Because when Sister Soldier speak, it's like a little thunder roll. We got drum rolls going with Sister Soldier.
Yeah, this is Sister Soldier. I've been on the sabbatical. I had new things and other things happen in my life.
All right. I think we all got new things and old things. In with the new, out with the old.
Yes. I told you I had to go on the sabbatical.
Oh.
Because there's some things I was doing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Sister Soldier. My girl. What Jay gonna do now? What we gonna do? I don't know, but we're gonna get into this conversation.
Yeah.
I think he took a little sidewind somewhere. Oh Lord. Yeah, because I'm sitting here watching y'all listening. And Jay didn't try, so he sit up there twitching his mouth, then looking straight, now he smiled. Don't stop smiling that day.
Hey, but at least we got Jay to talk tonight. You notice he talked a lot tonight?
Oh. Y'all say I don't talk much.
Yeah,
Is that what y'all trying to say? Yeah.
He wasn't smiling. He was serious,
She
wasn't
couldn't see them pearly whites.
Well, I mean, you know, you know, y'all know, it's just Jay, you know.
You
Hey.
know what, Sister Soldier? I think he missed that sandwich.
That sandwich.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll be back Sunday. Next Sunday, if my back will let me work.
Yeah.
I plan to be on the show next Sunday.
Well.
So we can get this discussion on, because I know y'all done lost the humor. I don't see no smiling face.
We're such a soldier. We're going to smile now because you on there.
I got to put the humor back in there and the truth a little bit back in there. Ooh, she said the truth.
Yes, she did.
Oh. All right, everybody get their professionalism on. We getting ready to roll back in this show.
Professionalism.
Yeah, your professionalism. All right. Well, as we've been talking about this division, and you know, we've been just kind of like touching on some of the things that Willie Lynch has set in place, and as we actually see those effects, I mean, I have to give it to the man. He was a genius. However, it wasn't really honestly his idea. Because what a lot of people don't realize, if you actually really study the King James Bible, you will recognize that there is that map that tells how countries and areas become divided. And Willie Lynch did was just took that and put it into a ledger and addressed it to slave owners to use it on the Negro race.
Oh, yes. And brother, excuse me for a minute, Sister Soldier.
I agree with that to a certain extent, but I was not trying to get religion in there.
Oh, you was
You know,
not.
Sister
She was
Soldier,
not trying to get religions in there.
Yeah, we're putting religion in there. We're going to put a little religion in there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, we always was divided. We was always divided as people. We was always divided as race, and we was always divided as religion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But as far as the Bible concerned, we won't always be like that. Okay. No religion, no race, no color will ever be together because we're all human. And there will always go be somebody in there that will always keep us divided. Because there's always going to be somebody who wants that power in there. I like that.
Yeah.
If I'm a powerful person, and in order to keep the religion, the color, the nation, the government divided, as a powerful person, I would do all in my power to keep that division going. That's what I said. What she just said.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's gonna always, we're gonna always be divided. You have some races that stick together as a race, but they're still divided, whether they're divided from their country, their nation, or other people. They're still divided. So even though they came as a group of people of a different race, okay, they're going to be divided from their next kinship, their next man, their next religion, their next... Somebody ain't going to see eye to eye with them. Just like the Muslims don't see eye to eye with the Jews, and the Jews don't see eye to eye with Muslims, but not realizing that we all worship the same God. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
So divided, we will always be. No matter how much we talk about it, we're going to always be divided. No matter how much we try to get together, we're going to always be divided because there's somebody that's more powerful against the power to keep us divided.
Okay.
And it's all for a reason.
So you said...
You know what, that's just like when she's talking about division and about all the different religions, what it made me think about was how we all started out, basically all the major religions of the free world right now, how everybody can primarily, if you really look at and study these different religions, we all go back to one main line. And then it gets to one point and it just seems like everything just splintered and it divided. You know, the Jewish Bible is primarily the same as the Christian Bible up to a point, and then it splinters off. The Muslim Quran is primarily the beginning is the same book up to a certain point, but then it splinters off. So but it falls. I understand totally what Sister Soldier's saying.
Mm-hmm.
And what Sister Soldier's saying now, hear me out now.
And she's right. I mean,
we're gonna always
think about it. Yeah. Everybody wants. Can you actually really envision a world on this earth? That there is no division. Even from the beginning in our Christian studies, there was division in Adam's family.
Well, I can. I can.
So, you know, division has been there. Honestly, hold up. I almost slipped. I don't know how to slip my mind. Go back into the Garden of Eden. You know, division between Adam and Eve.
Government and law, federal, state, jurisdiction. So we all divided. We don't always be divided. Not as just for races being black, but as a group of people, a group of human beings that can be controlled under the laws that govern that state.
And even in the Bible, when you study the Bible and you read about the story of the Tower of Babel.
Let them remember roll.
You know, God divided and splintered the languages. He confused the languages, you know, on purpose. Because they were trying to do something that he had not asked or wished for them to do. So, you know, it's different illustrations all up and down throughout there. And then slave owners, like Jay was saying, you know, they used the Bible basically against us.
Yes.
Because we didn't have a clear understanding. You know, the Bible says, study yourself to show yourself approved. If you're not allowed to read and write, if you're not taught to read, then you're going to listen to what those people are telling you. You're going to listen to what whoever is telling you.
Well, I agree.
Honestly, you know, they told us, this is what the Bible says. If you're a good black person, I'm not going to use the word that they use. If you are a good, you know, black person, then you will do what we say. This, you want to believe in God, follow our God, because think about it, we were taken from Africa, where Christianity had not yet been established, and brought here to this country, told to totally discard any part of our heritage from that continent, told to totally adapt to this continent and this country's religious principles and religious principalities. You know, they were told what the Bible said that they should do.
Right.
And they believe that. Some believe that.
Well, they really didn't have much of a choice. Right. Yeah, they really didn't have much of a choice, because when you look back at the Willie Lynch letter, one of the things, the way it was really set up, if you really take a good look at it, what Willie Lynch said in his letter, besides just that it will stay in effect for 300 years, and even said possibly even thousands, what the strategy was. First thing to do, turn them against each other, cause a division, separate them, and turn the light ones from the dark ones. And you know, since we talk about relationships, I think we had a show one time that we were talking about how some people be like, I want a dark skinned brother, I want a light skinned brother, I want a yellow girl, I want a dark girl. You know, I don't want to mess with no other kind. But instead of, you know, they get so caught up in the different colorizations rather than the skin, rather than who the person is. And some of them get hooked up with just because they get the color of the skin in their possession, they wind up with a lot of mess because they didn't check for who the person was. So they said separate them by the color of their skin to cause that division first. Then the next thing is to break the man. Break the man to reduce him to not being nothing. Break him like you do a horse, because a horse is made to run. Break him because like a horse, you know, they chain them, they restrict them, and every now and then they let the horse loose. And if the horse takes off running, they put him back in shackles again, and they work on it until when they finally take the chains off. If the horse doesn't run unless he's told to, unless it's told to, then the horse is now broken. And that's what they did to the will of the Negro man. As you said, Lady K, we could say what the real word that they use, but to the Negro man, so when they did that to the Negro man, they broke the spirit of a man. They made him feel reduced to nothing, not having no purpose, or not, you know. And then the next thing in the strategy of the letter was to break the women to where, because they're the future. Why? Because they gave birth to, you know, that populate the society. So if they break the women, then break the children, because the children are the product of what most of the women, because they took away the man, now the women would be the one who's, and that's still even today we see that. Yes. The women are mostly the one taking care of the family, the children. The men, it's a mentality that was been put into people, and we can to ask the question, well, why is a lot of here I said, the psychology of the black man and the psychology of the black woman the way it is. It's not that it just happened yesterday. It's a psychology and a trait that was instilled into us, just like the horses. Because when that broken horse has an offspring, it is born into brokenness. Yes. It's born into brokenness. It is born already with a mindset and coming up raised that is trained to operate like mama and daddy.
Yeah.
And what you saying, Brother Rick? What you got to say, Rick?
And Sister Kay and Sister Soldier.
What I'm saying is, he said, the title was The Division That Have Not Died. We still divide society.
Right.
Yes.
He was talking about a division in people, period. He's talking about division of black.
Well, no, I'm talking about division people, period, but we do have a division within just our black society.
Our race.
Within our race, we have a division, and why is that?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You talk about the division of the black society, not division of people, period. So now I get it. You talk about the division of black society. Okay, you have to understand, too, that we as black people, we take it from our ancestors, take it from our motherland to here, that the white man brainwashed us because all we knew is our kings and queens in our country and our society. When the white man came and got our people and brought them on his boat and brainwashed us to have a thinking we know better than each other, you know, a light-skinned person is better than another person, like Jay was saying, and there you make me forget my thoughts. But it's taking us from our country to I'm sitting and watching the screen. I see your head bobbing, Jay.
All right. I want Mr. Ricky.
And we going. We divide our society. We will never. We divide our society. We still divide our society. We will always be divided as society. When there's no longer people, I didn't say black people. When there's no longer people on this earth, we will still be divided.
Yeah, we
can come together in small groups. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Clicks.
Civil march
and clicks
and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's never going to change because we were brought into a country who was down upon us because of the color of our black skin. Mm-hmm. All they see us as a workforce. And what Richie was saying earlier about how they used to take the men and to have the babies, it's called spreading rate. Ricky.
Yes.
They did take black men and use them as slavery as good.
Yes.
Them white women couldn't do without our black men. They trying to take them now, but anyway.
Yeah.
Such is a mess.
Oh.
Y'all know me on the action. But anyway, we were always, we still a divided society. We will always be a divided society. There's nothing going to change. When we're in our grave and this going on this earth and no human being on it, then we might not be a divided society.
Right.
But as long as we're here, we will be a divided society. But we can't be because we everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. So what you say about that, Ricky Rick?
Yeah.
We ain't gonna be, genocide completely. Do you know in the history book, the white man just found out that the first Chinese was a black man? In the Bible. But we still saying and we will not fall.
Is that the signal? Okay.
Well, go on, Ricky. What you say, Ricky Rick?
Back to what you were saying, Sister Soldier and Sister K. Now, Sister Soldier, you said there will always be division and there's nothing we can do about it. Now, I believe there is, because Scripture tells us that it is something we can do about it. But it's a single stand instead of a whole unity of people. It comes with a calling and an understanding, being removed from ignorance, brought into a clear acknowledgement and of discernment of God's message that he gives us. And Paul, I'm going to kind of go religious with you because we kind of opened that door. He taught us how to deal with division. If a white man tells me that I can't do something based on the principle of my color and my ethnicity, then what I have to do is, in reason and discerning who I am, I have to speak back to him and let him know that I understand that I can do anything that I choose to do. Now, it may not be for him or in his company, but I can do this thing. I can start knocking down those bridges, those doors, those walls from division, and it may cause me to have to move to another job to be able to do what I know I'm capable of doing. But division is simply, if someone have taught you something, is you have to learn that it no longer has to stand in the next generation. How does that not stand? We have to become educated, or aware of our rights, our principles, and that no man can stop you from doing anything that you desire and want to do. One man can, but don't rely on that one man. You move forward. You move beyond where the division lies, and then we overcome division. We stop overcoming division, Sister K and Sister Soldier, when we stop living as a community, as a family, as a unit in our race. Now, in a whole grand scale of the United States, when you throw all the colors in there, yes, I agree. There always are going to be division, but division does not have to stifle one individual race or people. We should be able to move forward in that. And so to say that division will never be defeated and never be overcome, then how are you and I where we are today? Somewhere down the road, we had to break through certain divisions.
What you saying, I understand what you're saying. Division don't define us. I get that.
Yes. But I'm saying division, we have to learn how to deal with division. I'm going to give an example. The Israel people wanted to put a wager on the Gentiles because they was brought close to God, because the Jewish people denied Christ. So they felt that because they were able to become Christians and be close to God, they should give them whatever they was worthy of their work, if they was farmers or just they was told that they had to sow into the Jewish people. Now they wanted to charge the Gentiles for being able to become close to God. This is scripture. Paul teaches about this in the book of, I believe it's in the book of Philippians. So Paul seen the division and seen this uprising coming. So what Paul said, okay, this is what we'll do. To stop the division, what we'll do is you give your first of everything that you work and you grow and you bring in to the Jewish people. Okay, so they did that. Okay, the division stopped. So you can say, okay, you can pick a winner or lose on each side, but that's not how scripture is. Paul found a way how to denounce and stop the division. So after the people gave to the Jewish people, now the Jewish people didn't have anything to quarrel about. They couldn't cause any more division. That's what I'm saying. We have to learn what it is that we need to do to destroy the division. And once we figure that out, and most of the time, it's just being nice. It's giving sometimes instead of wanting to take. Because once you give somebody what they feel like that they deserve, richly deserve, then they die. They die out. They don't have anything else to argue about. So I would say division can, and it has been defeated from the beginning of time. It's not going to be upon us at all times. Because if that's true, Jesus is not going to come. And we know he's coming. He said, because we will all come one church.
What's that, soldier?
He said that. I understand that. That's got to do with religion. He said we got to find a way where we can stop being so divided. Until we find a way where we can't stop being so divided. Okay? It's not that I'm optimistic. It's that there's no way in this life that we will ever be not divided. Socially.
Okay, I agree with that.
We were brought into this country. You got to understand, we were brought into this country. All these laws that's made man, you ain't heard about a black man making none of these laws. All these laws that was made for this country, this great country. I don't even know why they call it the United States. We ain't not united at all. All these laws were made to protect the white person. It wasn't made to protect for blacks, because we were still divided. We still divided in this society. And yes, everybody's talking about how to try to stop the division, how to do this, and how to do that. Nobody ever realizes that it's a reason for us to be divided like this. As a society, as a black society, as a black people, period. Okay? Everybody see everything like the black race, the black this, the black that. Everybody has division. You have Asians that have division. You have Jews, and Jews is not even a racial thing. It's a religion. Yeah. It's not even a racial, color or race. It's a religion. Sure. You also got Italians. You also got all kinds of different religions that's divided. But we are treated the worst. Why? Because the color of our skin. Okay? And we can't change the color of our skin. We can fight for more rights. We can fight for equalization. We can fight for civil rights. But no matter how much we fight, we always make progress, but very little progress. Then some other big head white man get in the office and start all over again. Then we have to fight all over again.
That's why, sister. So that's why I say individual.
Yeah, so we're going to continue to strive not to be divided, but it's other races doing the same thing. That's what I'm saying. I don't want people making a big thing of us because we are what we are. And the white man made us white what we are. That's why he took so much up in there.
But Sister Soldier, now, Sister Soldier, now, in order to for us as a people, and I'm not gonna say a color, as a people, the way we defeat being divided is that we can't be divided within our own self. See, I've never, Sister Soldier, felt that I had to deal with any certain type of division in my life, because I never let anybody speak that on me, and I never walked in it. I've worked in factories where I was the only black. I've driven cars that blacks couldn't drive when I first started driving. I dated white when blacks wasn't really dating black. I married white when blacks wasn't marrying black. I'm not boasting, but what I'm saying is I did that because I didn't let division grow up in me. I didn't let it take hold of me. We can't fight division as a whole. It has to start individually. Just like you have to have a relationship with God and the Lord individually. And then it expounds, it grows, you know, and it begins to work. But if we're talking about on a grand scale, yes, there's always going to be division. But we can't destroy divisions on a grand scale. We can only start by destroying it in ourselves.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Since you didn't have a problem with division, because you made different white women when they wasn't
in jobs, it had different
since you made
jobs.
You didn't have a problem with this. You didn't have a problem with that. Did you realize at the time when you were going through that people were fighting civil rights and had a problem with their friends, even though you didn't? You wanted a million who didn't. You want so many millions that didn't. But I'm just saying, that's something that happened to you, and you still said we divided. But you didn't really have a problem with it because you did basically what you wanted to do. You dated white women, you did this, you did that. But at the time you was doing all that, when did you participate in order for this division to stop?
I got called honky lover. I got called nigger. They told me I crossed the line.
From the black side, though. That's from the black side. Yeah, you don't get.
No, it's from the white side too. It was from the white side too. I got it from both sides. But I prayed and I said, God, give me strength to overcome this. Because let me tell you something, Sister Soldier. I was the most racist, prejudiced person alive. I said I would never marry out of my race. And if my daughter marry a white man, I'll do this and I'll do that. And you know what? God showed me, you know what? You're not in control. And it's not about.
What'd you say, Lady K?
I said he showed me he made a lie. You didn't.
Right, cause see, we're not, see, most of our problem with the division situation, well, no matter what color it is, we have to understand that we're not in control. Yes, we're giving liberty to free will, but if we use our free will, a lot of times it allows division to stick, to stay from generation to generation.
Okay, how can we use our free will to stop the division?
Because I gave you an example of Paul. Paul says if someone comes up to me and that person doesn't like the tie I'm wearing, Paul said, don't argue, take the tie off. Now I can go, well, this is my tie and I bought this. But if I take the tie off and it helps me to teach the next brother, if it helps me to educate the next brother, I'm going to take the tie off. If I keep the tie on, then I keep division about me. But if I take it off, I get rid of the division, and it was just a tie. It's a tie more important than human life and developing a human mind.
Yeah, but don't take this personal, but you have broken division when you married a white person, okay?
No, I broke the division when I accepted Christ as my Savior.
But technically, you divided when you married a white person, but I others who have stayed outside their race. That was breaking the division. Okay.
But Sister Soldier, let's not make this about the fact that I married white, because I used a lot of other examples too. I used better jobs. I worked in jobs where black people couldn't get the jobs because they had division in their life. They didn't know how to take the next step. I did a.
What you saying, Lady K? Did I hear Lady K in there? Did we squeeze you out of that, Lady K?
We're sorry, Sister K.
I'm just sitting back enjoying the show.
Oh, you enjoying the show?
That's why I love Sister Soldier. She can carry on.
We're gonna call this. We're gonna call this the. We're gonna call this the Ricky and Sister show tonight.
No, Jay, it's yours. It's yours, Jay.
And I'm not prejudiced.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be mean. But technically, you broke the division when you married a white woman. Because
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, Sister Soldier. What you're saying is that if there were any lines that was separating the association of this in this particular case, a white and a black association. When he married the white person, he broke the line. There was no more division in the association.
But it's even more division.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, it's tougher.
I mean,
it's harder.
It's even more division.
Yes.
You know, my boyfriend is Norwegian.
Mm-hmm.
Norwegian.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and he's
tough.
not black.
That's tough. Yeah.
Okay.
Nor is he white.
You know, okay. So when you talk about an odd combination,
yes,
that's an odd combination. But the thing about it is that it doesn't matter to the two of us.
Right.
What people say. All that matters to the two of us is how we feel about each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish that we had more of that type of attitude within our own community.
Yes.
Of black people. Because I could care less what he, she, Jimmy, Sue, Silly Sue, whoever says about my people, as long as I love my people.
Right.
So, Sister K, you have had division broke in your life.
But I also have a lot of cohesion. I have cohesion.
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 All right. Boy, we got a lot of professionalism tonight.
But that's why I said we will always be divided.
Right.
As long as we got mixed races, marriage, and stuff like that, we'll always be divided. Not only our culture, the opposite culture too. The Caucasians, the Chinese and the blacks, the Norwegians and the blacks, the blacks and the blacks, the white and the blacks, the Indian and the blacks.
I love
we will always divided because we will be divided through sides, through different relations, racial relationships. That's all.
But we're all individuals, and we all have our own individual mindset.
Yes.
And
that can help
determine how inclusive you are. Seriously, your mindset determines how inclusive you are.
It's just like Sister Soldier. You know why I love you? Because you provoke me to be as real as I can be. You brought it out of me. See, you broke a division in me because what I said needed to be shared, and you brought it out.
That's why she is Sister Soldier.
Yeah, you do.
She got a lot of military in there.
Yes, she does.
Military. Yeah. Well, I do hear what you're saying, Sister Soldier, and I'm gonna cap on what you said about there would never be, because I just had a speaking and a little earlier. And one of the things that I want to kind of bring to the point, to the surface, is that hopefully that some people will hear this. You know, we have a lot of programs, and I'm not saying that we need to stop the program, but there's also a reality in that we need to actually face the truth on, is that even though we have these unity programs, and in the programs that you know, when they be having services or have memorials or however you want to you know, label it, but they're unity programs to try to bring what's called people together, and we have them all over the United States. I
Yes.
mean, everywhere. Almost probably in every little town, every big city. We have them everywhere. Sometimes we having 2 or 3, 10 programs in one city going on at the same time. And but the thing of it is, if you really pay attention, it's still a cliquish program, because people come together, and I'm not trying to sound harsh. This is the talk show. This is what Jake does on this show. We talk real stuff.
Yes.
Sometimes the talk is hard, and sometimes it might be, it might make you frown. But one thing for sure, it is going to be factual, and it's going to be real talk. Now, the truth on that is that to come together, have the program is nice. You hear a lot of stuff, but then as soon as it's over with, the proof of whether or not it's effective is in this what happens afterwards. Too many times, it's like sometimes going to church. You have folks sometimes in church for 20, 30 years, and there's no change in their character. I mean, and some of them, and sad to say, but it is biblically spoken that in the time of judgment, there are going to be folk that are going to come up to God saying that I served you, I worship you, I shouted hallelujah, I was in church every Sunday, every Bible study, and he going to say, depart, I never knew you. Why? Because you never really showed that any actions that you love me. There was no change in who you were. So we have a lot of these unity programs, but there still is no change. Well, there may be little change, but not to the point that what the program was really trying to signify and bring together. And it's sad as to say, it's almost as though many programs have come into a form of entertainment.
Yes.
And, it's good to go to. We hear a lot of good stuff. It puts smiles on our face. We get stroked, and then we go home. What do we do with a lot of other entertainment? We go bowling. Yeah. We have a little fun, get a little smile, because we might throw some gutters or whatever, and then we go home. And we don't go home and try to practice how to throw a ball better.
No.
we wait till we come to another bowling session, and then we try to throw at it, throw some more gutters, and go home.
Yeah, we don't go home thinking how we can train.
But there are some, like real bowlers, some who, I'm not saying this is everybody across the board, but when you look at the percentage of those who are actually affected, I mean, it is probably better the effect of even a few, even if you got a large crowd, that a few, because Paul said, if I could just save one, that's better than none. But the truth is, the hard truth is, we will never, until Christ come back, we will never become a unified society. Right. We will never become a unified society. We can become a better unified, we can become better at it, but we will not become totally unified until Christ come back.
We will always be divided. Thank you. That's what I see.
Yeah.
Amen.
I'm not gonna. I'm elaborate to you, sister. Yes, and that's something. That's why I'm elaborating on saying thank you, Sister Soldier.
Well, the only reason and once again, like I said, because there's so many diversity. Ricky, you said it also, Sister Lady K. You also said it too. I want to include both of y'all in what y'all said, because I guess y'all been away. Y'all ain't been noticing. I've been talking a lot. I just be letting y'all talk. I can talk, folk. Brother
Jay talking a lot.
But But the thing of it is, just as both of you all said, you know, and put it out there. See, God gave us free will.
Yes.
And he doesn't make us do anything. And with our free will, remember, if you're not medically determined as mentally retarded, we got a lot of folk out there with intelligence looking like they're crazy. And it's because of that craziness, those crazy choices that they do, like stealing, turning against each other, lying on each other, being jealous of each other, all that kind of stuff. That all those things, the same thing in the Willie Lynch letter, is what keeps us divided. And it's not just within our own Negro society. Folk are jealous of other white societies, Jewish societies, Chinese society. We get jealous and envy them, just like some things about us they envy us, because there are several societies, racial societies, that envy the Negro society, because in the area where sports is concerned, because we have really predominantly have dominated that area of sports, and which I guess goes to a credit to our society. But we have other society who really envy us because of that.
And we come through division. We fought through a division for that. And if we can fight through a division for that, why does division still exist in and among the black people?
Bridget, where you been? We've been fighting division for over hundreds of years, and we still ain't got together.
I understand.
We kept saying, if we can fight division of that, we fighting it, and we still ain't getting together.
Well, we're going to always have it, Sister Soldier. I agree with you on that. But morally and ethically, as...
the biggest word that you said in your whole sentences that you talk about division is if.
If.
It's a two-letter word, but it's the biggest word that in your statement that you made. If we can divide, if we can do this, if we can stop division, we've been trying. We've been boycotting. We've been civil rights moving. We've been sitting.
But we stopped. But we stopped.
Still it's not happening.
But we
are getting a little bit better as far as black people are getting some of the things that we want and we should get as equal, because we're still human beings. But you can forget this trying to put us together, because we're going to always be divided. If we ain't divided with each other, by being black, we'll be divided with the white man and the next race and the next race after that. And like I said, if is a mighty big word, and it's not going to happen.
All right.
Is that the definition for if in the dictionary? Does it say if is the biggest word? Or is that just something we had to implant in our minds?
Well, I can say this. Well, I'll put the input on that. Thank all three of y'all very much.
Thank you, Brother Jack.
I guess if is really a pretty big word, because if you go and research in scriptures, you see a lot of ifs, because everything that determines whether or not you make it into heaven or you get sentenced to hell is on an if. If a man change, then this will happen. If a person does this, this will happen. If a man sows this, this is what he reaps. And you hear so much if, because if is that word of balance, that when you come to that crossroad, that those decisions to go one way or the other are facing you, and based upon that decision that you make is going to determine where that road is going to lead to.
That's well said.
And who has the power? If
we do. The individual. It has to start with the individual, right, Sister Soldier? Right, Sister Kay?
Okay.
All right.
So, I mean, and I think, and I want to say this, because it's kind of hard for me to rationalize about a whole, a people, or a group of people, or a race of people. I can only rationalize me and speak about me. And when I go out and I teach and I minister, I use me in order to teach. But I hope that when I do that, that I give people a certain esteem to do better, to want more, to push harder, to achieve. And if I feel if we can do that, then as an individual, hopefully I can affect that individual, one individual out of a group. And you're right, Sister Soldier.
Next time you go out minister.
I think we lost you.
Did we lose?
Well,
There you
well, try next time you go out minister. I'm not trying to tell you what to do because I'm not the minister by a long shot. But next time you go out and minister, try not to use you as a person. Okay? Say, you're talking to a bunch of people and you say, just suggest for Stella, say, if I were you, or I would do it this way, or I would do it that way. Don't use you because most people think, well, that's you. You know, you can do that. I can't do that because you can do it, and I can't do that. So try using that way. If I was you, I would do it this way. I'm just suggesting.
Yeah.
Because if you would minister me what you just said, okay, and I ain't trying to know no better, but I know if you was ministering to me and you were saying what you would do and what you not to do and what happened to you and what happened to you, and I'm going to take you as a separate individual. I'm going to take you as, okay, that's you. It happened for you. That could be your blessing. That could be your blessing teaching, but it's not mine. And I'm not teaching that way. But if you would say, well, if I was you, you know, just a suggestion, not to be trying to be funny, but just a suggestion, if I was you, and this has happened, and the Bible says this, what would you do? Would you do it the way, continue to let it happen, the way it's happened, or would you go back to the Bible and do it this way? But if I would did it, or if it happened to me, I would have did it like that. Because you put your person as the person that you're ministering. It don't sound like you ministering to the multitude. It sounds like you ministering to stuff that you would do and would not to do. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but see, that the reason I do that, because if I minister straight, directly at you and point out what I believe that are some of your faults, you're going to get upset with me and you're not going to want to listen to me. But if I minister to you about my faults to show you that I'm not perfect, which starts the breaking down of the divisions and all of us, then you might give me a chance to continue to minister to you. That's why Jesus spoke in parables, so he couldn't attack or offend an individual. See, he, you know, whenever they did something to him, he didn't attack them.
I wouldn't get upset because you ministered to me. For what reason when I was upset, I'd be listening to the words that you tried to give to me.
Well, Sister Soldier, that's why you're Sister Soldier, and you are so much different, because you are right.
And I wouldn't, you know, get upset because you ministered to me whether I wanted to know the truth or not, whether it hurts or not.
But what we're talking about, isn't it kind of, and I love you, Sister Soldier, we're working through some division, aren't we?
Yeah, because we all can learn something.
Yes, ma'am.
Somebody, when a minister is ministering the word, and we sit there, we listen with wonder and amazement, and then we'll think about it later on. Like, I might not think about it right now, but I might go think about it. And yeah, he's right. Because like some things Jay say when we on the talk show, and I never seen it that way, and then I think about it on my way home, and then I go, yeah, Jay right. Because this and that. I said, let me go dig a little deeper into that. Then I do my research, and I understand what he's saying more clearly. But it didn't upset me. I just didn't get it then. It took a minute.
Yeah. But I want to share something to you, Sister Soldier and Sister K. Do you not realize, especially what you just said, Sister Soldier, you said, I'm not a minister and I don't teach the word. You are, and you teach. And I listen to you. And I value what you say. And you're teaching me right now. You're telling me what's heartfelt, what's deeply rooted in your soul. You're telling me how you go about your daily routine in your life, what's important to you, and your core values. And I'm learning. So You know, you are a teacher. You may not carry the clergy or the cloth or the doctrine, but you know, who says that you have to have that? You know, you just be you and keep teaching the way you are, because you too, both, Sister Kay, y'all are teachers. And me as a man, you know, I listen to you all and I learn from both of you. And you know why I'm able to do that? Because I broke those divisions in my life years ago, where it was told to me, a woman can't tell you nothing. I beg to differ. I've had a lot of women to tell me a lot of things have saved my life and have made me to be where I am here today on the Jay Show. And I mean that.
All right, all right, all right.
Well, thank you.
Lady K.
When I show up.
All right, Lady K.
All right.
You got any last words you want to put in on here?
Nope, I have enjoyed everything.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
Especially Sister Soldier.
Yes, yes.
Sister Soldier.
Yes.
Well, Sister Soldier, we sure are glad to hear your voice again. All right.
That's right.
All right. We sure have enjoyed all of you on this panel. It's been a great conversation, been a great topic to talk about the divisions about our society, whether it still exists and everything. I really do. I really am glad to. Boy, I don't feel lonely no more. Oh, wow. But anyway, I just want to bring, I guess it's time for us to bring it to a close. You know, I'm gonna get one of them buttons that just puts on. I gotta get my DJ equipment together. Y'all know I'm trying to be a DJ. But anyway, yeah. To the close of this show, I just want to say, you know, if anybody's been checking in on this show tonight, and even when after today, because our show comes on live on Sundays at 6 o'clock, it's viewable anytime, 24 hours, 7 days a week. Just go to jtalkstodaysrelationships.com. All those words end with a S, by the way. And you probably already know that because you're seeing this right now. But in the close, the last comments, if I may, just summing up a lot of things that was said, divisions do still exist. Not only just when we just think narrowly about divisions between the blacks and the whites, or you know, or the blacks and the Jews, or the whites and the Jews, or the whites and the Chinese, or different races and all. Division is also within, well, actually, there's even division in even the white society.
Yes.
But there's a lot. I believe when we look at the individual, the divisions within an individual society, I believe the ones that holds the biggest division would be the Negro society, and that would be due to really a lot of history. Got to go way back, folks, way back, to really understand how we got to this place, because it was only this society that endured a lot of things that brought about a divisional state of mind, of separation, because this particular society, the Negro society, was subjected, like no other society has ever been subjected to, into a brainwashing of a pattern of a way to live that no other society has had to deal with. So there's many things that, you know, there is a divided society, and it does live. And I agree with Sister Soldier, as she said, you know, it will still be in place, and it will be in place because there nobody, I won't say nobody, there are many people who will still have a distorted mind, and because of distorted mind, it will still prolong the divisions, not only within an individual society, but even cast out to other societies. So we hope that everybody continues to pray for this world, pray for this nation, pray for all societies, and even pray for your own society.
Yes.
But most of all, pray for yourself that there can be change, because unless there be change in the individual, there cannot be change nowhere. And we just want to say we love y'all. Keep checking
Love
in.
ya.
All right.
Sister K, Sister Soldier, love you.
Love y'all too.
All right. Well, we're checking out, y'all. And we'll see y'all next week on the J Talks Today's Relationships Show.
Y'all too.
All right. Did you hear Sister Soldier at the end? She kept telling me she's going to be at church on Sunday to see me.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said, I'm going to be at church on Sunday. That's good. Okay.